morning. I hope so. If it was Gillian, she'd be having bacon, eggs, sausage.
No, I don't eat pork, for one.
Oh, don't you?
You know I love porridge.
Well, she's a bit of a porridge eater. If you are having porridge, then you're not alone, because sales have gone up by more than 5% last year. We bought more than £22 million worth of oats. So why is it so popular? Let's talk to Nicole, Berberian, dietitian and nutritionist. Are we all just getting healthier?
Oh, well, it sounds like a good thing, because porridge is so healthy, but multiple reasons. It's cheap, it's easily accessible, easy to put together, easy to take to work. And yes, it's very healthy. It keeps you full for longer. It's got a particular type of viscous, sort of gloopy consistency, which means that it delays the stomach emptying. So it does actually keep you full for longer. And it's got a raft of health claims that you're officially allowed to stick to oats because of the soluble fibres within them, which help with colon cancer, tumour formation reduction, helps with cholesterol reduction, helps to cholesterol maintenance.
Lots of roughage and all that sort of thing.
Full of fibre.
And
so
have we turned to it because we're sort of, you know, sugar is the new evil, and this is perhaps the best way to regulate sugar intake?
It's a low sugar, low salt food, so straight away you're not having to fight with sugar and salt levels.
Well, except, let's look at all our little extras here that people put in. You know, honey. I mean, Gillian would have all of these, all just put it. People do fill it full of all the bad stuff.
They do, but that's a choice, isn't it? So I would say you go for your plain oats, make it up. Some people make it with water, some people make it with milk. And then put some nuts in it. That will increase your protein count. It will increase your fibre as well. And then put the fresh fruit. Get the sweetness from fresh fruit. That's what I advise all my patients. Fresh fruit, even better than dried, because when you've got dried fruit, the sugar is much more concentrated. Not that the dried fruit is bad, but you can, you know, if you think about it, you've got a handful of grapes or you've got a big handful of raisins, you're going to get a lot more sugar if you put raisins in.
Yeah, for me, I'm from the north, so very close to Scotland, so I'm of the tradition where it's just a tiny bit of salt that just makes it, sort of brings out the flavour, makes it a nice savoury dish.
Yeah, do you use milk or do you use water?
Milk, skimmed.
Yeah, so you can use whichever one you want.
The proper Scots, I know, do it with water.
Yeah, they do. So the other thing about it, which makes it so popular, is you can make it into what you want. So it could be healthy. As we were discussing earlier, it could be really unhealthy. If you're going to add in some really rich
that involve
things,
chocolate that you could add into porridge. But
so you could take it in two directions, which is why I suppose it's got a real breadth of popularity.
And is freshly prepared best? Because you can get the sachets now that are pre-made up. You just add milk. That sugar content you have to think about, though, don't you?
I always recommend getting the plain oats. A, it's cheaper, and B, you know exactly what it is. The other thing from the health point of view is the less processed it is, the more beneficial these beta-glucans, the fibres that we talk about that have those positive effects, are present.
So
they get broken down with the processing.
So the big, rough, rolled oats sort of thing are better?
The least processing you have is always the best when it comes to these particular fibres.
I wouldn't, in terms of our attitude, though, towards it is part of the problem that people will then think, I'm having a healthy breakfast, even when they are loading it.
Yes.
Because we need to get our head around that, because we have this problem with saying, oh, we get a low-fat yoghurt and realise it's full of sugar and all the rest of it. We get a bit conned, don't we?
The basic oats is healthy. What you add to it has also got to be healthy. If health is your focus, then you've got to put it all together. It doesn't stay healthy by adding lots of chocolate to it and lots of sugar. And even honey, you know, a lot of people think honey...
Well, is honey better for you than natural refined sugar? Is there a difference?
No, they're all sugar. They're all sweet. They've all got the sugar count in. Honey's a lot sweeter. It's much higher in fructose. So that is not necessarily going to make it better in any way. So when it comes to sweet things, keep it down. And the other thing is train yourself to come away from the sweetness, and that's where fresh fruit comes in. With the sweetness of fresh fruit, whole with the fibres bound in it, you're still going to taste sweet, but it's going to be less of a hit.
Fresh fruit rather than dried fruit.
Fresh fruit, because it's more filling again, so you'll feel full for longer.
It's good brain food as well. I think of the kids.
Yes.
You're heading to school, especially in the winter.
It is. Keeps you full for longer, gives you that warmth inside. But the other thing is combining it together, putting protein in that, and that's where the nuts and seeds come in, and we've got some additions like pumpkin seeds here. Add those into it. And again, it does help to bind it in the stomach, delay the gastric emptying so that you do actually feel full, because it's actually in there, in your stomach for longer.
Love it.
Well, Nicole, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, all of that is going...
Breakfast is sorted.
Yeah, lovely.